beautiful beings. Thank you for joining me for another timeless tarot reading. I'm going to start by clearing the energy with my bell. I call upon my guides, my angels, my ancestors and galactic family of the highest love and light to please channel through me the messages that this collective needs to hear at the time that it reaches them. I thank you, I thank you, I thank you, I love you, I love you, I love you. All right. Let's see what energy is in store today. Starting with my crystal tarot. What messages want to come through this deck? All right. I love the Wheel of Fortune energy. And this says, I trust whatever the universe brings me. So there's this element of a vortex that I see coming through. I really see this as a spiraling vortex of energies. Possibly your manifestation starting to spiral towards you. But with the Wheel of Fortune, I'm really feeling like there are things unexpected that are going to come through that maybe you weren't exactly planning on, but you've put all your faith in Source, in the universe, in God, and in your spirit team for bringing ultimately what you need and what would actually be best for you. Because sometimes we have this vision for ourselves of this is the path we want to take, this is how we want to move or go about our lives, and we have this path that we sort of plan out for ourselves, whatever that looks like to you, whether it's like, I'm going to succeed in the corporate domain, or I'll be a successful author or singer or scientist or just a wonderful mother or wife or partner or artist. And sometimes there's these unknown possibilities that are coming into our life that might even work out even better than what we thought. Like surprises, surprise paths that we didn't see coming. And the word fate is coming through. Like there are certain things you might be fated to accomplish or do, or it might be a higher calling for you to switch gears or switch a type of career or life path or life goal. Maybe you wanted to be very grounded and stable in one place, and then you start changing and you want to be nomadic, or the vice versa. Like it could really apply to many different areas of your life other than just career. And it can also be a vortex of change, like this spiraling energy of highs, of lows, of just riding the waves and accepting these cycles of change And this past full moon, and there was like a 4/4 portal at the time I'm recording this. And so that energy might be showing up a little bit because I found this new moon to be a very big rebirth moon energy. And this pink moon and around the portal, it's like as we continually refine ourselves and redefine who we are and who we want to become, and we focus less on maybe materialistic things or ego driven things, and focus more on I want to be happy, I want to be filled with peace, I want to feel safe, I want to be secure, I want to emanate light and love and peace, or whatever it is. But there's this change, this rebirth, this also upgrades, this continual upgrading of your body, your mind, your soul, your DNA. It's this acceptance that we're here to grow, and we're here to grow continuously. And we're here to invest in ourselves, in our healing, in our love, in our peace. And the green aventurine, I hope I'm saying that right, is often a good fortune stone. So across the highs, across the lows, it's like you may be going up and down and all around, but you're still on this path to good fortune, to success, to love, to luck, to peace, to serenity. Whatever it is that is for your highest good, something that you crave, maybe even subconsciously, that your spirit team wants to bring forth for you. And this trust in the universe bringing you everything that you need is helping you take one step closer to the success that you desire. This trust allows us to move closer to what we desire, whether that's a surface level, but I feel like it's something deeper that we desire. Maybe a deeper feeling, a deeper connection, a deeper notion than something on the surface level. And if you're feeling maybe challenged or stuck, this can really indicate that soon you'll be back in the flow and things will start coming to you more easily and naturally. And this can also be psychic work I'm getting because of this spiral. So you could be doing a lot of psychic work, whether you're psychically reading for people or doing Reiki or your own practices, rituals, spell work, meditations, your own growth. So it can also represent your psyche, your spiritual visions and the work that you're doing. And maybe even experience and exploring new modalities to expand your ways of connection, of meditation, of vision. I know I recently started acupuncture, and it's been really eye-opening, not just for my physical body, but my psyche, for my spiritual meditations and visions. It's been a beautiful experience. So maybe you're reaching out and trying something new as well. And I'm also getting heart chakra energy, because the green is usually associated with heart chakra. So there could be some balancing going on, balancing and healing your mind, body, your heart. And feeling balanced through potentially chaos, through the waves, through the ups, through the downs. Because life isn't linear, healing isn't linear. We're going to have these waves that we ride. And when we accept that the waves are normal and okay, and we will return to center, then we can really surrender to the universe. And although sometimes the currents might get a little choppy, we're still floating along towards the end goal. Ooh. The Hanged Man. I love this card. So sometimes the Hanged Man gets, a bad rap. And this says, I can see this situation another way. And when I see the Hanged Man, it's an opportunity for liberation. Because sometimes we get caught up in this singular vision, or how we want things to be, or a certain perspective on a very particular situation. And that's going to be very different for each of you. If there's a very particular situation with a person that you're looking at one way, or a life event that's happening to you a certain way. And there's this shift in perspective going on, of starting to look at things from a different perspective, or just a new lens, that you're looking through the same thing that is giving you liberation, freedom. Maybe you're no longer feeling guilty looking at a situation, because you're looking through a different lens where you don't need to take that on. Or you're looking at a situation with more love than before. But this is representing the tree of life. There's flowers growing from it, there's mushrooms, there's this beautiful golden river of energy flowing through the tree, and these luminous flowers. And it's like you are connected to the tree of life. You are connected to all things. You are connected to the plants, to the trees, to the rocks, to the rivers, to the flowers, to the mushrooms, to each other, to animals. It's this connection, and maybe this returning to this connection you have with everything, with the spirit that lives in everything. And there's this peaceful surrender. So it's very similar to the Wheel of Fortune, of the I trust whatever the universe brings me. And this I see as a complete surrender to life. To all the life that surrounds you, to the life-giving energy that wants to flow through you. I see the golden energy going up through the tree and down through his body all the way, and then kind of exploding at the head. And you're starting to radiate a similar energy to the tree of life when you're feeling connected, when you feel like everything is finally flowing properly through your body, through your mind, through your spirit. It's like this unblocking of chi, this unblocking of maybe chakra energy, these healings. I know I learned recently that even though I've done a lot of healing with my chakras and with my mind, with my heart, your physical body can really hold and store memories and trauma and just energy. And it was like, no matter how much I was doing my spiritual practice and healing and releasing, there was something physically stuck within my body that I had to take a more physical approach to release. And once I started doing a more physical approach, everything just started moving more fluidly. Energy was able to just move freely. More things that were just trapped in my cells and my fascia and my tissue released. And it felt like this freedom and this flow. And so maybe you're starting to step into your flow as well. Whether for you it's your energy and your chis you're moving through, or maybe a physical body, or maybe even your mental body. No longer going down certain thought patterns and loops, and now having the freedom to start rewriting your own neural pathways as well. And there's just this peaceful surrender, this swinging towards whatever the future brings. So I feel like there's this surrender state we're in, where we're just excited and happy to see where the wind takes us and what Spirit has in store for us, and letting go of some of the hows and the whats and the whys, and just fully surrendering to, I know good things are coming my way. I know luck is coming my way. I know what's best for me is coming my way. I know that Spirit has a plan for me, and you're just surrendering with love. And there could be a little bit of limbo. And maybe in the past in limbo, we were feeling very impatient. And now we feel surrender in the limbo of like, we don't necessarily know what's coming next, but we trust and we know something's good. And we let go of having to feel so attached or guarded around what's going to happen or anxious. And now we can just flow, feel the wind on our face, go for a walk, and just enjoy all the simple pleasures that every day can bring you. Good food, a good book, a good blanket, a good breeze, all the little things are starting to feel good. And there's this like happiness and appreciation for where you're at, and this trust to know that you're going to be divinely guided to what's next. And I definitely am just feeling like a lot of meditation, a lot of spiritual awareness, or spiritual initiation, where maybe you're taking a plunge and going even deeper in meditation or your spiritual practices, and really expanding that. And these beautiful crystals, you could be doing crystal work, but regardless, it's like this crystalline energy I feel is really amplifying the energy you're putting out. This tree of life energy, this life-giving energy, this cleansing, this flow is being really amplified by the crystals, and potentially prismatically allowing it to flow out in many new directions as well. Overall, I think this is a beautiful way to start our reading. I feel so much freedom. I feel so much release. I feel like the wind is at our backs, and we have so much faith and trust for everything that's coming towards us, and everything we're releasing and realigning, and that this consistent self-care and self-love is really going to be rewarded. Because the more we help ourselves, the more we're also helping the planet, because we're connected to all things. We are the tree of life. We're connected to everything. So when we unburden ourselves from things and unblock things and release things, it can help release things that are stuck within Mother Gaia, or the energy within the plant kingdom, or the fungi kingdom, or anything. Just the collective energy on Earth. We're adding release and higher vibration to it. The more we raise our own frequency and do our own self-discovery to keep growing, and we're allowing Mother Gaia and the collective energy to grow as well. So sometimes really focusing on ourselves can really help everyone, the whole planet, in our small little ways. And maybe for some of you, you're doing something bigger. But every act of self-kindness and self-love and kindness for a stranger really is really amplifying. And maybe you're returning to this connectedness and starting to feel connected to everyone and everything in a loving, compassionate way. All right, is there another tarot card that has some help. Well, I'm feeling this one. Let's see. Ooh, Page of Swords. I think one thing that immediately stands out to me is the wind in this card. You can very like clearly see all those like little wisps of wind that are coming out. It's this breeze, like I was saying earlier, like I can feel this wind. The wind is not here to slow you down. It's like the wind is now pushing you forward. And there's a change in direction. And maybe you were feeling a little stagnancy or resistance before, but I think the wind is about to change directions. Whereas currently and is now pushing you at your back, pushing you forward to where you're supposed to be on this divine path that you've surrendered to. And I'm feeling this sense of control. The way that she's holding the sword. And it's like, even though you've surrendered to spirit and what wants to come through for you, that's for your highest good, you still have this sort of control. You still have the ability to make decisions for yourself of activities that are for your highest good that you could be doing every day, or how you're thinking about certain situations, how you're speaking about yourself or others. There's all these small decisions we can make, even if the big overarching destination or goal is not quite clear. There's all these tiny things we can make decisions on. And you're at the helm, you're holding the sword and have this self-control to do what's best on like this daily basis. And there's this mindfulness that's really coming through, this feeling of being mindful of everything you do and where your headspace is at throughout the day, because you know that all the small things matter. And so maybe if you slip into a moment of, darkness, of not some very self-love thoughts, you're mindful of that, and you're like, all right, I'm having a moment, and you're going to sit with it, you're going to let it flow through you and give it love and find a way to bring yourself back to center. And that may take an hour, may take a couple days, but you're finding your way back to center and not letting it completely consume you, but letting it flow through you and accept it being a part of your humanness. And there's this feeling that clarity is going to be coming in. There might be clarity around relationships, or this clarity around arguments. Could be family, could be relationships, could be friendships, could be business even, type of things. So there could be small irritants surfacing, but you're being vigilant and you're not letting those situations escalate. You're holding the sword and you're not letting them really dictate things. You're just gonna be like, okay, maybe step back, because if it's not really serving you, you don't really have to entertain it. Or just taking a moment and coming with a very thoughtful approach to certain situations or opportunities as they present themselves. As we start getting closer and closer to this good fortune and these, I'm feeling like not just opportunities, but events coming forth. The animals got a lot of energy coming through in this deck right now. So, animals, let's see. Okay. Antelope, make a decision and take appropriate action. So this antelope is really going along with the Page of Swords energy. So some of you might have a decision to make, because this is coming through really strongly. Maybe to partner with a person in a romantic sense, or a friendship sense, or a business sense, or a contract, or an argument, or maybe a travel decision. But there's a decision coming up for you in this collective, and maybe it's a decision you're facing now, or a decision that will be coming into your life when you have these opportunities. And it's a decision where it requires your vigilance, your sense of clarity. And if you're not feeling very clear on what the right move or decision to make is, it's calling you to tap into your intuition or contact your guides to really figure out what's highest aligned for you. Because sometimes opportunities come in and they look good, but they might not be for our highest good. Like they look good on paper, but they might not be good as an environment when you get into it. So it can be really good to discern those things in whatever ways you really connect with your higher self, with your gut feelings, with your wisdom. And I'm getting a big message to go with your gut on this decision or this situation that you're facing. Really tune in. Does it feel good to your nervous system, or does it incite fear or anxiety? Or does it feel calm? Does it feel aligned? Does it feel relaxed? Your body will try to tell you. And so will spirit. So don't be afraid to ask. Your guides, your angels, they're all there, just right on the edge, waiting for you to ask. And when you make this decision, you'll be taking these action steps, whatever that's going to look like for you, to start moving forward with the path that you choose that's coming towards us. I feel like we're in this hanged man state, and this maybe spiral of Wheel of Fortune, and soon we're going to be at the center of all these options and these choices of how we want to move in our life, how we want to approach even day to day. It doesn't necessarily have to be this big job or this big career opportunity or financial opportunity or housing or travel opportunity. It could be a simple thing of, am I going to choose to focus on living every day with gratitude? Am I going to choose to, meditate daily, or treat my body or feed my body or give my body the movement it needs? Am I going to move through life in the same way that I have in the past, or am I going to choose something different for my mind, for my body, for my spirit? Because your presence matters, and how you treat yourself matters. The horses want to come through. And this fire horse here. Also, I just love horses and unicorn energy. They have beautiful spiritual wisdom. So let's see. Do these unicorns and horses have a little message for this collective at this time? Okay. Ooh. This is a really cool card. It says treasure. Follow me beneath the waves and see the beauty and the space. It's so cool to see horses, because they're, I feel like, more aligned with the horse energy. And you can see how it shimmers. So like the seahorse shimmers, and so does the treasure. And this could be a real treasure that's coming up for you. Like this might be a good luck, an opportunity, a sudden financial abundance or inheritance of some kind. But it could be different. I'm also getting a spiritual reward. And where it says, follow me beneath the waves, see the beauty and the space. So that brings me to this Wheel of Fortune vortex energy of like riding the waves, of surrendering to the highs and lows. But this seahorse is giving me the feeling of not just a surrender, but a full-on navigation, where you're able to navigate your emotions, you're able to navigate your mental body, and you're able to navigate all the just highs and lows that life has to offer. And just because we're experiencing both highs and lows doesn't mean we're not on our way to our destination, on our way to all the great things Spirit has in store for us. This treasure. And the beauty, when it says see the beauty in the space, I feel like the treasure could also be a very spiritual thing, where maybe as you're better at navigating the seas within yourself, the seas of life, and you're able to dive into it, maybe dive into your deepest, darkest areas and give them love and give them light, or dive deeper within yourself when life throws us curveballs and you are starting to navigate it better. There could be rewards for simply your ability to navigate situations within your self, your mental body, your spiritual body, and also life. And that could be rewarded. And the reward might not just be physical, but it might be spiritual, where you might see situations differently than in the past. You might give yourself or see yourself in love and in light and in beauty. The reflection in the mirror might start to show what you truly feel like. It's more than a physical beauty. It's like you might feel beautiful, loving, kind, intelligent, soft. And that inner beauty is starting to be reflected maybe in the mirror. And you're seeing what other people see in you. The love, the beauty, the light. Because we can be such hard critics on ourselves. We could also be getting a gift of connection. Maybe it's always been hard to really hear from your guides or connect to them or the angels, whoever it is for you that you connect with. And maybe you're going to start getting really clear visions or messages or connection with some higher dimensional beings. Maybe fae spirits, maybe those tree spirits, maybe the angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors, maybe even galactics. You know, there could be a surprise and a treasure of connection with people or things and energies and spirits of a higher dimensional source. But there also could be good fortune that's coming through with the Wheel of Fortune. And it's just a reminder that your choices and your decisiveness and the way that you move through things and surrender and the decisions you make are going to lead you to this treasure, as long as you connect with yourself and your intuition and tap into what's really meant for you. Let's do some Lemuria cards. Let's see what wants to come through. This is really one of my favorite decks. And this deck just prefers to be spread. I really felt into. All right, let's see what Lemuria has for us. I'm getting 3 cards want to come through. So let's see what we have in store. I just feel like these cards have such a beautiful energy and very beautiful detailed artwork that have all these different messages that come through very clearly. And they have a lot of Tree of Life energy coming through, a lot of connectedness. Ooh. So the first one we have is Star Seer. So this is going into the psychic vision stuff, because the Wheel of Fortune can also really signify your psychic abilities and a delving into that. And maybe the reward, like I was saying, of connecting even deeper or getting even more clear messages with the spirit realm. So something that I'm seeing is it's like this is your higher self, and this is potentially your shadow self, this little dark figure. And potentially they were kind of feeling maybe lost or in the dark, or when that happens, your higher self comes in and she's giving him a boost. She's basically holding him and holding this ladder to the light. So that's one of the messages coming forth, is that you have this ability to really engage with your higher self and to connect with your shadow self and lead them towards the love and the light. You are building this bridge and giving it to them and assisting your shadow self. And instead of maybe pushing it away or ignoring it or being consumed by it, you're aiding them, and you're giving them this ladder. You're giving them the path to love, to light, to freedom. So that's really beautiful. These clouds, to me, really look like brain matter. It really looks like brains to me. And I don't know if that's signifying your own intelligence coming through or your spiritual gifts going through your brain, because there's all these circles and things like that. So maybe when you're channeling things and they're coming through like your very powerful psychic third eye, but there's some sort of mind connection that's coming forth. Like maybe there's some rewiring of neural pathways going on in your brain where it's rewiring, or there's DNA upgrades, or your synapses are able to fire better through some DNA upgrades and things like that that are coming through. And you also see how your higher self, like if we pull back, your higher self is bigger than all these stars. It's like in your spirit form, like you can be huge. You could like hold galaxies in your hand. That's like the magnitude of how sacred and how big your spiritual self really is. And we're all like this. There's no comparison. There's no like someone's bigger or better than I am. No, we're all beautiful light beings from source energy. We all have this ability to see ourselves as we truly are, made of all this stardust, but also able to hold stars and stardust and galaxies. Because the depth of who we truly are as a spiritual being is greater than anything that we could physically comprehend. These crystals on her third eye, and this third eye is coming really strongly to me. So also maybe some of you have this dreaded hairstyle. Maybe some of you like wearing crystals, whether that's a crystal crown or a crystal headpiece or a crystal necklace or a bracelet. But maybe some of you are drawn to holding on to and wearing crystals. But there's definitely this metaphysical crown and connection I'm seeing. And also, this is like a star portal that's coming through for me. So you also, being a star seer, you might also just be able to connect with different galaxies, the energies of different stars, or maybe star systems, or your astrological signs. Maybe you're very into astronomy. Maybe you really understand, the moons and the planets and the different houses everything resides in. And you're really able to understand aspects of yourself and others through looking at the stars. You might have this deep star wisdom, or be pursuing the education or the further knowledge of understanding how our star signs affect us and our paths and where we come from and our connectedness to the whole universe. It's really big energy. And this star portal, also maybe you're able to journey to different stars or galaxies, or visit temples in other dimensions. So there's this interdimensional abilities that are coming forth. And I feel like you're not just a star seer, but a star creator. So that's something that's coming through pretty strongly. So maybe you don't just hold the energy of different stars, but maybe when you're in your spiritual form before incarnation, we're helping the ignition of certain stars and star clusters. Or you just feel really connected to the stars, or very seen when you look at them. Then we have the throat chakra card that came through. And it's saying to express your truth. So this could just be a call to you all to express how you feel, express who you are authentically. Whether people like it or not, that's their problem. We're not going to care what other people think or say or do. Because if we're expressing our truth physically and with our throat, with whatever means, maybe artistically, how we feel about situations, how we feel about ourselves, and fully just dive into our self-expression, the more our energy can be felt when we're in our authentic self, our inner truths are coming out. And there's this Merkaba energy. So maybe this is a call for some of you that work with Merkaba, sacred geometry, healing, or it's a call to work with that. I know Metatron, Archangel Metatron does a lot of Merkaba stuff. So maybe he's calling you to work with him, and he can use the Merkaba to help realign your throat chakra or other chakras as well, and just your spiritual body as a whole and in general, to realign and remove any blocks that you may have had. So you can really spread your wings. And there's two sets of wings. There's this butterfly and there's these like bird-like wings. And I feel like when you're finally able to express who you are and what you have to say, and express your gifts, express your truths, and not be afraid to speak your mind anymore in a very beautiful way, express how you're feeling, express your wisdom and what you know and your spiritual gifts, and sharing that with others, you're going to feel like your wings are opening up. You might feel like you're floating or you're flying, because you're finally able to fully express, and that will feel very unwinding. And maybe you're already doing that, and so maybe this is something you're already tapping into, this freedom of speech where you no longer care what other people are going to think, but you need to express yourself, your wisdom, your truths. And one time Spirit gave me a message and they're bringing it back up. Rest in your truth. So when you speak your truth, whether other people might have a different truth, you can rest in your truth and the validity of your truth and speaking your truth. You can rest in that. And that you're saying and what you're feeling is true to you, and that's all that matters. There's this beautiful wavy sacred geometry energy in these blue crystals. And also these stars. There's some galaxy energy coming through in this card as well, with these stars and shining in the stars. It's beautiful. You might be a channeler. You might be channeling other spirits and other beings, or channeling light language as well. And this expression of your truth might also help you upgrade your DNA and your spiritual body in many different ways. It could also be a call to chanting. Chanting is coming through. So maybe you're being called to chant, to express your voice, or to sing, and just using different frequencies you can create can be really healing and upgrading to ourselves. Not just listening, but creating the sounds ourselves, even if it sounds all kinds of stuff, all kinds of silly. Ooh. And then we have the solar plexus chakra coming through. Radiant illumination. With this solar plexus chakra, I feel empowerment. Like you're feeling grounded and empowered at the base. And that's going to channel up through and out your throat. That's what is kind of going on. And the message is coming through. I'm also seeing beautiful like phoenix energy coming through. Like I'm seeing these as wings. And like this rebirth energy of you becoming this beautiful fiery furnace, this inferno, this just phoenix energy, this fiery firebird energy where you may have experienced trauma and you're rebirthing yourself stronger and you're burning brighter. And the light you're illuminating is going to be so bright. It's almost like a beacon for higher dimensional beings and a beacon for others who want to exist in that light, who are striving to get there, and others who are existing in that light. Seeing you empowered and reclaiming your power. It's like you're taking your power back. You're calling your power back from all time, from all space, from all beings, from all lifetimes, and really recharging that within yourself. And it's just, I feel like just this fiery explosion. It's like the energy of a whole sun is residing in your solar plexus chakra. The way that it's bright, the way that it's burning, the way that you're feeling passionate potentially about something you know, or something you're able to do or channel. Like there's this fiery passion and almost like this security coming through. Feeling secure, feeling safe, feeling like nothing can get you in a negative sense. Nothing can even approach you. It'll like burn up in the light that you're carrying around you. It's like negative attachments aren't going to be able to attach anymore because of the frequency that you're maintaining and healing, and also potentially getting some assistance with other beings. All right. This is nice. I haven't gotten this card yet. We have the Bounty Hunter. And it says, I will learn from failure and become stronger. So I'm feeling this with this rebirth energy and potentially this chakra upgrade energy that maybe things in the past that affected you aren't going to affect you the same. And you have gone through these upgrades and you've become stronger. And maybe some people don't see that in you. Maybe like certain people view you weaker than what you actually are. And that could be advantageous, where you're going to potentially impress people or surprise people with your newfound strength, your power, and your voice, and the way that you're going to be using your voice, or you are using your voice in that discovery. That's something that's coming through. I'm really drawn to the mechanical horse. Like, I feel like there's some sort of assistance. Like you're not alone in these upgrades and in learning and growing. It's like there's higher beings that are trying to assist you. Whether that's a higher dimensional fae being or a guide or an angel. Like, it's really different for each of you, because all of you are going to be more closely drawn to different beings based on your own lifetimes. But there's just this higher dimensional support that's coming through, this sort of interdimensional energy of support where they're just helping you along. When you feel like you can't get up and you ride, they're the ones who's going to nudge you onto their back and ride for you. That's something that's coming through, and they're going to guide you home. So if you're ever lost, it's like horses have this ability to kind of navigate you home. There's a lot of cases of that where if something happens to the rider, they'll walk home. And so there's this energy of this maybe interdimensional support where if you're feeling a little lost, it's guiding you back home. And that could even be your higher self coming through and guiding you back home and where you're supposed to be and on the path you're supposed to be. And this gun energy, she's shooting this gun. And part of me is seeing this as your voice being very powerful. And our voices can be a weapon. It can be a weapon of destruction when we say negative things, and a weapon of power and beauty and love when we say things of love and light. But at the end of the day, our truth matters. The truth of what we feel and what we've experienced matters. And the shooting of this gun is, I'm feeling like you saying your truth, you speaking your truth. And that may be received very differently depending on who's picking up your truth. But there will be those who are like, heck yeah, like, speak your truth. And there might be others who are like, that's not my truth. And that's okay. Just the act of you speaking your truth is giving you further empowerment. And you have the control. You're holding the trigger. And it could also not just be your voice. This could be just a symbol of you regaining power, like this solar plexus energy, just feeling your own self empowerment that you are giving yourself and taking back. And it's just like, I keep hearing like shots fired. Not in a negative way, not in like anyone's being hurt, but you're going to do what you need to do and what's best for you. And some people might not like it, and that's okay. Because ultimately you're stronger, and you're strong enough now to not be swayed by other people's opinions, and you're going to do and say what's best for you. I just have this element of truth. It's like the truth is going to come out. And people might receive it differently. And it could be a truth about your gifts, you know? It could be things that you're hiding of like, I am like a channeler, and people are like, psh, no way. And it's like, yes, and you are. And you're powerful. You're a powerful spiritual being, and you're tapping into that energy. Or it could be something more small about family or career or anything anything. It's really a wave of things because everyone's so different, but there's just a big element of like speaking your truth. And also shooting your shot, you know? Like if you're going to go for something, go for it. Whether that's like a job or a person or just an opportunity. It's like you're going to pave the way. But only if that way is aligned with your highest path, you know? There's this intuition of you knowing this is the way I need to go based on things that are going to present themselves. Opportunities and intuition in your gut, you're going to follow the lead of your higher self, you know? It's like they might be taking the lead and you're surrendering, and then you're like, yes, this is the right path. And then you're going to start really trailblazing. I don't know. I'm also really drawn to the way her hair is like spindling out. Maybe you have braids, or maybe there's just this connectiveness. I don't know. It's like this hair is like an extension of her body, of her soul. Maybe you're really sensitive to things. Like maybe you can really pick up on energies throughout your body. But I'm also just feeling this connectedness. It's like as if her hair turns into roots that are going to connect with plants, with trees, with everything. And also this, like, again, wind. This, like, wind blowing breeze through her hair, like blowing it back. I don't know why the wind is coming through so strongly today. But maybe that's an element that really wants to work with us at this time. I'm always open to working with different elements that want to come through. And it's interesting because it's almost like she's about to fall off, but she's not. It's like this, almost like she's doing like a trick shot on the horse. Like she slid a little to the side just to get a good angle. So maybe you're going to be moving in ways that other people don't expect. And the energy that you give off is going to make some waves. Because you're a very powerful spiritual person. And you might move in ways other people don't expect and speak your truth in ways other people don't expect. But you're definitely being guided. Like Spirit's leading you to fortune. Spirit is leading you to connection and potentially new abilities coming through as well. Well, that's all that's coming through. So thank you so much for joining me and being here today. I send you so much love and so much light. I love hearing from you in the comments and any way you feel called to.